Hey guys, Liz here with Springfield Leather, and this is the Make Something podcast. This morning I have the one and only
my goodness.
Ryan the Anvil Wasson
That's right.
with me from Anvil Customs here in Springfield, Missouri.
Here I am.
Locally homegrown.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Are you homegrown? Is this your home base for you?
I was born at Cox North.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Man, is Cox even a north anymore?
Yes.
Is there a little bit?
Yes. They'll never close that hospital down. I'm pretty sure.
I hope not. They need one up there. I feel like we got it all down here. When you're in a bad way up north. You're kind of
exactly.
These days.
Exactly. I think back in the 70s, it was a lot nicer hospital. I'm pretty sure. So.
I was born at the doctor's hospital, which was like a little building right off of like Chestnut and like National.
You're also born in Springfield?
I am.
Oh my goodness.
My whole life. My parents moved here two kids ago, and then they stayed.
Wow. All right.
So look at us, both Springfieldians.
It's a great place to live.
It really is.
Grow up. It is.
It really is. I went to Roundtree.
Okay.
And Studi when it used to be a middle school, and then Central. How about you?
Well, I actually went to Stratford schools, but that's just because literally across the street our street was like the district line or something. So I went to Stratford.
No Springfield public schools for you.
In 5th grade, I went to Greenwood.
Oh, fancy.
Yes,
Aren't you a little top tier there?
I'm very smart. I'm very not smart.
Well, you are smart enough to have been self-employed now for 20 years.
Yes.
And then prior to that, I as I was reading on your bio. So, okay, well, I guess let's just start at the beginning. You were Ryan the Anvil. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, which doesn't really coincide too much to leather.
Not really.
No. So let's talk about the anvil phase of Ryan's life.
It's really anvils, the tool, the blacksmith tool.
Yeah.
It's my true love.
Like, how did you land on that specific thing?
You know what?
Where did you find your first one?
Oh, goodness.
When you were, what is it, like 10?
It was an auction. I bought my first anvil at an auction. I mean,
it's like one of those estate things.
Now I say real anvil, so I had a chunk of steel that I started
pounded on from
blacksmithing. Yeah,
I saw that. You started with a wheelbarrow and your mom's hairdryer.
That's right. You did read my bio, didn't you?
I sure did.
Is that on my website?
It sure is.
Okay. All right. I should update that. And I will update that, I'm sure. But yeah, no, I had a buddy, let's see, what was I, 15 years old, had a friend who was also somewhat interested in, the old ways of working with your hands. And so I guess together we kind of got in, I did before he did, but kind of got into blacksmithing, and we wanted to tackle that endeavor. And so I think we ended up buying an anvil together. The first anvil, we kept it out of my house next to my wheelbarrow and my mom's hairdryer. I didn't even use blacksmith coal. I used Osage orange.
Nice.
A tree that we took down.
And you just made your own coal.
Yes.
It sounds like it would have smelled really lovely.
It was definitely not lovely.
No.
But yeah.
So what were you making when you were blacksmithing?
Oh, we stole a bunch of railroad spikes from local railroads and just burnt and bent metal. We made nothing.
You were like, this steel will never cut.
Yeah, that's right. We made probably nothing the first several endeavors.
Hammering hot steel's fun anyways.
It's the best. That's where your creative juices flow from. Yeah. So from doing something so organic with your hands. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so you found the anvil.
I did.
Found the anvil.
I found an anvil. So yeah. And really, for the first few years, I'd say I was 15. By 18 years old, I had acquired a few anvils, and I upgraded to a real forge. They call it a rivet forge, which is small. It's round like this table maybe, but half the size. And, a farrier would have a rivet forge because it's lightweight and they can
take it with them.
It's very portable, and you fill the pan with coal and you start your fire. You have a little blower that you're cranking and making horseshoes.
Did you think you might do that for a time?
I actually looked into it. I looked into a school and looked into tuition and looked into everything. I was like, hey, I'm going to be a farrier. I think this is going to be great. I knew nothing about it.
You're like, I'm a horse whisperer. I can do this. Horses.
Yes, exactly. Horses, making horseshoes. How awesome does that sound? But really received a lot of discouragement from guys who did it for a living because it rocked their bodies. Every one of them was just like, I'm spent. I am toast from this career. I'm like, ooh, that doesn't 18 years old. That doesn't sound like fun.
You're like these 45-year-old dudes are like, I'm done.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And not easy career to make a whole lot of money doing. Work very hard if you're going to make any money doing anything in the farrier business. But yeah, I bought a couple of anvils by 18 and again, was making a lot of fires and bending a lot of metal, burning a lot of metal, doing it all the wrong way.
This was pre-internet, so it wasn't like you could go find a YouTube video like Kyle Royer's over there showing you exactly how to temper and heat your steel.
This was before the internet, for sure. And I mean, but by 18 years old, what year was it? 1995.
Okay.
I was 18 years old.
Look at you.
And the internet was born. I was 5.
My oldest brother has just been born.
I was gonna say this dude didn't exist yet.
Oh man, yeah, I can't. Yeah, can you believe I'm almost 50 years old? 50 years old, 48. I'll be 49 this year. Congratulations, me.
I think you're right. My oldest sister is like right on that cusp too. Wow. 79, I think, is when she was born. 79, 78.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, once the internet hit, I got onto the internet pretty quick.
You did.
I did.
You really did. And so, like, what I remember coming into work at Springfield Leather is we had this customer, Ryan the Anvil. I'm little 21-year-old Liz. I know nothing about anything. They hired me because they're like, you like to take bead classes, so maybe you could like to teach some bead classes.
Yeah.
And I meet you. And like, you were the coolest dude.
I still am. I am.
But like, yeah, you had like this online thing. You had like your little Facebook group that like bought your stuff. And I was just like the Anvil is like the little Springfield Leather celebrity of like the leather world. Like everybody knew who you were.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I was like, Ryan is the coolest. Yeah. I mean, you really are the coolest. But like, it was like me coming into it. You had, let's see here, you established Anvil in 2005.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, my business.
Your business, correct. Yeah. In 2005. So Springfield Leather was born in 1999. So did Springfield Leather have a little bit of coddling to help you?
A large part of it.
Yeah.
A large part of it, Springfield Leather.
Tell us. Well, okay. I feel like I need to make one comment. By the age of 22, you had over 800 anvils.
I
feel like we just we need to spend a minute there before we go to leather. Just 800.
Yeah.
Where did you keep them?
Yeah. So like I said, when the internet came to be on the mainstream, I got onto it pretty quick. So, and the reason for that is because at 14 and 15 years old, and I started in blacksmithing, I quickly realized how difficult it was to obtain tools. There were you couldn't buy blacksmiths tools
you probably
at
like
stores.
Going out to the Amish places.
Exactly. It was literally the only place to find a blacksmith tool that you could buy from someone, was in Seymour. For me, it was at Seymour. And so I would spend a lot of time getting to know a lot of the Amish families out there, especially the, Schwartz Buggy Shop and Sammy's a farrier and farmer out in Seymour. But Yeah, and so when the internet came to be, I discovered eBay, and so I quickly created an eBay account, and truly from that point, the rest is history when it comes to me and the internet, because it taught me everything I needed to know about doing business on the internet,
Yeah.
which everyone had to learn that at some point,
Yeah.
early on, especially. And eBay was this marketplace, where you could buy and sell stuff. And so
You're kind of a haggler.
I am a haggler. I am a haggler. Okay.
Like, I think that is ingrained.
It is.
Like Ryan was born with a haggle.
It certainly is. Well, if you have a desire to obtain something that maybe it's hard to get, maybe it's expensive, and you don't have the quan for it, you have to find a way, and so whether that's bartering or trading and such, I got good at that. But to get to 800, or actually today 1,000 anvils, I don't have them anymore, by the way, but I did a lot of dealing on eBay
Fun.
to start,
Yeah.
which meant I was going to every local auction around Southwest Missouri, and some in Arkansas and Oklahoma and Kansas.
You
and
eventually
whatnot.
bought all the ones and you had to spread your territory a little bit.
I made my rounds. I made my rounds.
Everybody knew what you were looking
And
for.
a lot of people got to know me for that, and which was a lot of good, but some bad too.
That's what I read.
yeah.
I heard you had some old men that didn't quite appreciate
Oh,
you
no.
collecting
It was
all
wild.
of the tools
It was wild. The
in the
response
four-state area.
I got from my senior generation of
Mhm.
blacksmiths. Because think about it for a second. They had been in blacksmithing for most of their lives,
Yeah.
and had
60.
done all the work to obtain their shop tools and to create whatever they're making
Right.
in their blacksmithing endeavor. And then come along this internet, which brings a new market of people onto these guys, their hobby, their interest in life, blacksmithing. And it really blew the barn doors wide open for a lot of people
Yeah.
in blacksmithing, that marketplace on eBay and the internet in general, because there's a lot of iForge Iron, Keen, Clutter. These are websites
Okay.
that guys would go on and just buy and sell, just
Okay.
stuff, trade.
Thanks for explaining that, because I didn't know.
Yeah. But it was a wild time. It was, and so I ended up, most of the anvils I bought, I didn't buy on eBay. I would sell a lot on eBay,
Mhm.
but I would buy in this area, in this local area. And so I tell you what, it made so many older dudes mad. Like there were a couple, I should not name names, because I will just tell you, there were a couple of times, and both were at auctions, that it almost got physical with these guys. One in particular made a threat to me. We were, just let me tell you this.
Just imagining 21-year-old Ryan taking on like a 65-year-old blacksmith.
Dude, listen. In a nutshell, there was an anvil at an auction. It was a beautiful little 130-pound anvil. Nothing too special, but it was a nice anvil. And other blacksmith tools and whatnot. So there was plenty of guys who were interested in that. Well, one in particular, another local, with hammer in his hand. We were the only two inside the barn at the time. With hammer in his hand, I was looking at the anvil. He was standing. He's like, "Will you be bidding on that today?" And I said, "Yeah, oh yeah. What about yourself?" He goes, "Oh, I'll be bidding too. I'll be." And we already had a little bit of history, but the guy was literally letting me know not to bid against him. And I should not even say what he said, and I won't. But let's just.
Who took the anvil home?
Oh, I definitely bought the anvil. I definitely bought that anvil. Definitely bought that anvil.
Tell me about that anvil.
Oh, well, I mean, there is buying something you want to buy, and then there's buying something because someone else wants it.
Spite.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's what that turned into. Because again, it wasn't that special. It was just like 125, 130-pound anvil or whatever. But But he rubbed me wrong, so I had to buy it.
So you've always been like this.
I have. I probably have. And you know, and I'll explain that because you only acquire 1,000 full size blacksmith anvils one way, and it's you got to hump. You got to hump it to get that many anvils.
Yeah.
Had a lot of them, of course, in storage and whatnot. Sold all of them. I had moved.
Were you generating money? Were you turning over anvils and generating money? That was Ryan's livelihood?
Oh, yes. I never had a job through college.
Okay.
So yes, I got a college degree.
I did read that and I was curious what it is in.
Yeah, barely got by out of that, but I did get a college degree and have a diploma to prove it. And through that, I flipped blacksmith tools for many years as income.
Yeah,
I sold a lot, not just anvils.
So you collected 1,000, but like, do you know how many you turned over, or is that an all-consuming number?
Roughly the same. Yeah, I've only got about 15 anvils now. So yeah. So yeah, no. I mean, I bought them from all over the globe. I
remember you talking to like forever ago. I was at your shop, drunk on a Friday night, probably, and we were talking about like a whole pallet from like Germany or something.
That's right, North Germany. North Germany. I shipped over 6,500 pounds of anvils on a pallet to Tampa, Florida, which is where I went and picked them up.
That's wild.
It was wild. I still have one. It's very large, 642 pound North
He's
German
not easy
anvil.
to move, is he?
No. No.
Well, speaking of anvils, we have a connection with an anvil because you sold my husband one that we still have in our garage.
It's so beautiful.
And so we have not the ferret or whatever that was, but
let's go. Look at this little guy.
Look at that dude.
Look at me tower over him and make him look so scrawny.
So it was really funny. You were
see how mad I am at him right now for taking my anvil?
Tell me about that anvil.
I love that anvil. Oh, wow.
I read in your bio that you could sniff out the anvil all the way to his origins.
Oh yeah.
Blind, basically.
Oh yeah. That's an Arm & Hammer anvil made in Trenton, New Jersey, about 1918, 1916. Uh-huh. Yeah. You see the tool steel face, how you can see the line separating it from the body? That's very distinct. It's a very ugly line. They didn't do a great job of cleaning that line up.
Well, because they were using them.
Well, yeah, for sure. But in specifically Arm & Hammer Anvil Manufacturing Company, Arm & Hammer Anvil, made from the Columbus Iron and Forge Company, sorry.
Okay.
They made the brand Arm & Hammer anvils. They just didn't do a great job of cleaning that lineup like a lot of anvils that had tool steel faces. And it's kind of a characteristic. Also, where his right hand is under the heel, there is a very distinct characteristic of Arm & Hammer anvils of the power hammer. The edge of the die would cause a stair step texture to the bottom of that. Every single Arm & Hammer anvil has that, where they did not clean that up with like a sander, if you will, like they would other like Hay Button or Peterite or Trenton anvils. They would clean them up a lot. Arm & Hammer never did. But get this, they're the greatest functioning, highest quality American anvil that was made.
Really? And
there was only 50,000 of them made, where like Hay Button would have made about 365,000 anvils, Trenton about the same, if not a little bit more than that. Arm & Hammer only made 50,000 anvils.
Interesting. Is that like Arm & Hammer, like the baking soda?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No, I understand there's no correlation between the two, but there was
Isn't their logo like an anvil?
What, Arm & Hammer?
Yeah.
No, it's an arm and a hammer.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
We'll see. Then there's an anvil under that hammer somewhere.
It's roughly the same logo because it's an Arm & Hammer on this one as well. So
yeah.
But no, a guy who worked for who made Trenton anvils for the Trenton Anvil Manufacturing Company in Trenton, New Jersey, left his job and started
Arm & Hammer.
Yes. Started making them for the Columbus Iron and Forge Company.
think that's about the happiest I've ever seen Chris.
He was very happy that
He
day.
was, yeah. It's an awesome anvil. It's truly an awesome
Ryan
anvil.
was like, you have to carry this out, otherwise you don't get it.
Yeah, that's right. He
He
did
must
too.
be struggling just a little.
I don't know.
Was it 75 pound? Is that what it was?
No,
No,
that's
one.
His hands covered.
yeah,
I
his hands
know.
covering it, but it was like 145, 155,
Oh, maybe, okay.
125, 145, I want to say, something like that.
It's decently heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling.
Yeah. I think he's doubled his size at this point.
Yes, yes. Now, today I am the scrawny old man next to Chris Costa.
But so that was just fun. That was in 2015.
Yeah,
is
10 years
when-
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
good
that
deal,
happened.
good deal. I hope he's still using it.
It's one day. He's been engraving a lot right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's upstairs in his little room.
Nice.
Fun. So you just kind of mentioned your dad for a moment,
Mhm.
and in your bio that I read,
Mhm.
this is the thing that you can learn about your bio today,
Okay.
is he told you at one point while he was fixing your lawn tractor,
Yes,
Ryan, sometimes you got to make your own
that's right.
tools.
That's right.
And I really like moving into the leather side of things. I feel like that's something that a lot of people at
Mhm.
this point in time
Mhm.
really struggle
Mhm.
to comprehend.
Yeah.
We deal with it just a lot when Denny is making something. He'll buy 2 or 3 of the same stamping tool, and then he'll take them to the grinder.
Yes.
And he'll be like, I need this one to be narrower. I need this one to be smooth. whatever. And he makes what he needs
That's
to
right.
do what he wants. Or
right.
he'll take a nail and he'll grind it into whatever thing
Yeah.
that is going to get the job done.
That's right. Well, I think as especially with artists, you can go buy all the tools that you can find, especially if you've got the money to do it. You can buy all the machines and everything. But in order to set yourself apart with what you're creating, it has to be somewhat unique. It has to be made the way that you make it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that requires making an alteration to a tool, to a tooling tool, or maybe a weird hammer, for example.
Mhm.
In the early days of Anvil, of my business,
Yeah.
that is, I started making motorcycle seats.
That's right.
That's how I started.
Yeah.
And-
So let's start
well,
at the
okay.
beginning.
I mean,
So how did leather? How did you go
Gosh.
from iron to leather?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, so I feel like, didn't everybody take a leather craft class when they were kids?
I think that kind of stopped around your age.
Probably. For the record, I did not.
Okay.
For the record, I never took a class. Okay, I'm
But maybe
self-taught.
the 65-year-old ones did. Because
Yeah.
we have that all the time. The old guys, they're like retiring and they're like, I'm bored. And I took a leather class in high school. In shop class, they had a little leather thing, or they were in the Boy Scouts and they had, got their little leather badge.
Yeah.
And they were like, that was fun. Maybe I'm going to do that now that I don't have to work anymore. So
Yeah.
it is, I do hear that, but
Yeah.
I never got to experience that. You guys, leather class? No? Okay.
Huh.
It's a sad world.
There you go.
Look at
There you
you.
go.
No.
Where was I going with that? Leather class.
So how did you get from iron to leather?
Uh,
Same thing.
yeah. Well, so yeah, I mean, what was I? So 2005, how old was I? 20 years ago. 28, 29 years old.
Okay.
28 going on 29 at this point. I was unemployed. Rather.
Well, you graduated from college.
I had graduated a few years previous. Thank you very much. It didn't take me too long to graduate college. I was a student minister at a church for 2 churches over about 5 years. And the last of which was in Southeast Missouri in Cape Girardeau.
Okay.
Cape Garage Door.
Yeah.
And I had gotten married during this interim of time, and we moved back to Springfield
Mm-hmm.
in 2004-ish. And remember, I started eBay. Okay.
Yes.
Basically, let's just face it. I basically founded and started eBay. Through it all, through moving to Southeast Missouri and moving back, I never stopped dealing in blacksmith tools. Always buying, hunting. It was a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Hunting down the anvil was a rush. You found it, and this endorphins just shot through my brains.
You
And-
really love an anvil.
Yeah, I do. And I would buy the anvil and I would flip it and I would sell it. Well, in that, moving back to Southwest Missouri, I was unemployed and married. We were living in the basement of her parents' house.
It's always a good time.
Oh, it was such a great time of life. And I got a job at a I think it was called Wireless Trends, a cell phone kiosk inside Sam's Club.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a great job.
I give those guys wide berths when I walk by them.
Yeah, I know. You had to. Well, I never worked at a place like this. They needed somebody to fill a position, so I did as sales.
You're like, I need a job.
I literally worked there for 45 days. I never received a paycheck from these people, and so I quit.
As you should have.
Washed my hands of that, and
20 days earlier.
And in the process of that, I told my wife that I would just buy and sell cool old stuff.
Did that go over really well?
It was a little weird conversation, but it went over without a hitch.
Yeah.
I ended up doing that for another couple of years, about a year, I guess, until she asked me a question. I remember it was on the front porch of her parents' house. She asked me what my dream job would be. And I just remember saying, whatever it is kind of like me finding an anvil and buying it and selling it for a profit, but the product is something that I make with my hands.
Okay.
And so my thought was, I don't have to go out and hunt down these things that I don't know if I'll find or not, and then I have to buy it, then I have to sell it, then I have to ship it and all that work involved. What if I created something that I could profit from? And so this was before I did anything with leather. And in her parents' garage, I had started making my first motorcycle.
Okay.
It was a piece of junk. It was a piece of it. The project was a total waste. Long story short, I bought a tube bender, welder.
From like scratch.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I bought DOM tubing, drawn over mandrel tubing from Rose Metal Product. 1 inch. This was a crappy motorcycle. Very, very poorly manufactured motorcycle. I made the front end. I bought springs. I made the front end sprung. I made my entire chassis, my rolling chassis. Of course, I bought the wheels and tires, brakes and engine, put it all together. In the process, I wanted a cool seat. Okay. I wanted a cool seat.
This really crappy motorcycle, I'm going to sit in style.
It was going to be the most ridiculously awesome custom motorcycle ever built.
In your head.
In the moment. But I wanted a cool, maybe, is it hand tooled? Is it an alligator seat? What is it? I don't know. But, the things that you see at the motorcycle rallies on TV, on all the build off, the Jesse James Monster Garage, the build off shows that were very popular back then.
Mm-hmm. This is about the time those shows were hitting off, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And so I'm like, dang, if these guys are building bikes in their bathrooms, then I can do this.
You're like, I'm a blacksmith.
Yes, I've burnt metal before. But anyways, so I told myself I wanted a cool seat for this. It, you got your gas tank and your motorcycle seat that you can really kind of really blaze out on.
Yeah,
okay, and make it really cool. Everything else about the motorcycle has to be pretty legit, stock or it could be, of course, it could be customized, but the tank and the seat And so I went online. I was unemployed. Running out of money, probably charging everything to my name. And I wanted a cool seat and couldn't afford one. So I'm like, I'm going to have to make one. So where do I go?
Well, you're in Springfield, Missouri.
So I went to Springfield Leather Company.
Yeah.
I did. I went to Springfield Leather Company and I bought 2 pieces of black Latigo. I think it was Latigo.
Okay.
Went back to Rose Metal Product. I bought a really thin, way too thin sheet of sheet metal, just steel, 16 gauge. Don't use 16 gauge. That's just my tip. That's my maker tip for the podcast is don't use 16 gauge for your motorcycle seats. And some carpet padding that I had in the attic. So yeah, I had some carpet padding. And I ended up sandwiching the sheet metal that I bent in a vise and glued some carpet padding to. Okay. And I sandwiched that in between 2 pieces of leather and just stitched the outside. Okay. Very, very simple, yet old school, very low-brow motorcycle seat, which is what I was going after. Some old guys like to call them potato chip seats. Because it kind of resembles like a Pringle.
Okay,
if you will. Anyways, long story, much longer. The bike project was a complete failure. The frame was not centered. It was very bent and twisted and didn't roll right. And I couldn't keep the engine running to the end of the driveway. Was there brake? Did I even finish the brakes? I don't remember. Anyways, I was at the end of my project. I wasn't going to do anything better or more to it. I needed some money, so I pieced it out. I took it all apart. Just threw all the, I took a big loss.
Everything.
Took a big loss on everything there, except for the seat that I had about $15 in. I sold it for $75. Sorry, I heard something.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I sold my $15 seat for about $70. I'd say
the one thing you made a profit on.
Yeah, $65, $70, something like that on eBay. It's just a regular old thin, lowbrow custom. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you're like, making something with my hands.
Quadrupled my money and I made something with my hands.
Yeah.
That was neat. Let's do that again. So I came back to Springfield Leather Company. I went back to Rose Metal Product here in Springfield and made it again. And
what gauge did you buy next?
Still 16. Listen. I shouldn't even admit this, but there's a bunch of 16 gauge Anvil motorcycle seats out there that probably need to be recalled. But I'm not going to. I'm probably legally becoming liable for some stuff here, but
this is too long ago.
Isn't it? We're past the statute of limitations.
Yeah.
So we're good. At any rate, I did. I went back and I made one more seat just like that. And I threw it on eBay and sold for $65. And I did that a couple more times, sold for 70 and got a little bit better. I ended up through Kevin. I bought a Tipman Boss.
Oh.
Hi-yo!
I bet you were glad the day you traded
That's why
that
my
in.
right shoulder's a lot larger than my left shoulder. This isn't from blacksmithing. This is from the Tipman Boss. Okay? And I ended up making seat after seat after seat, and I taught myself how to do leather work through Springfield Leather Company. I learned what products to use on leather for finishing and such, which was very cool. There was a guy in the shop. His name was Joe. You remember Joe?
I remember Joe.
I
do.
We didn't sit down and do this, but over about a 3-minute conversation, he took a piece of leather and a piece of the tracing film, the whatever plastic that you call it. Is it called tracing film?
Yeah.
Okay, tracing film. And he said, hey, if you just squirt the leather like this with some water and you put it over, this is how you tool leather. You can imprint it and then you go and you cut it. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I could do that. So I go home and I hand tool my first motorcycle seat. I still have it.
Do you?
I do. Tooled my logo onto it. And that I it wasn't quite my logo yet, but it was my logo.
It was the first iteration of
Yes.
the Anvil.
Yes. And that's today is still a wall hanger, but I started tooling seats and
And you found a very unique design. You
I
kind
did.
of went the tattoo
I did.
style.
I did. I went
Yeah.
straight biker. It was
Yeah.
all skulls and flames, whiskey and just, the biker culture. And I was not a biker, wasn't a biker, but I enjoyed watching guys build bikes. I wasn't a mechanic, so it was not my forte like I thought it might have been.
You found out that kind of quickly.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of seats later, I found myself with my wife flying down to Fort Lauderdale for our first motorcycle show, where I set up a couple of tables with about 15 different motorcycle seats, these potato chip, these really thin old school seats. And a magazine was there by the name of the Horseback Street Choppers. And they, I guess, so they say, discovered this guy who was making these quirky little thin motorcycle seats
loved
that
it.
guys loved. And it was interesting how it all panned out. I didn't know it at the time, but I struck up a relationship with the editor of the magazine, and a few months later, he made me a deal on an advertisement, a little quarter-page advertisement in the magazine.
Yeah.
And the rest is absolutely history, because once I shot up a picture on a quarter-page ad in his magazine, my phone started ringing. And so that's when, at that point, I already had a website. Back then,
Because you were internet.
I was internet, dude.
You were internet
But
Ryan. You're getting it done.
It was way different starting a website back then than it
yeah,
is
no, it
today,
was like
obviously.
blue links.
It was insane, dude. It was so lame. But I had a website, and I was selling off my website. People were calling and such, and so.
And at this point, was it mostly just motorcycle seats? Or
yes.
had you started so no accessories yet.
That's right. And so, yes, and about making your own tools and such. I made a hammer. It was it's a tack hammer, so it's a small, lightweight carpenter's tack hammer. So this is it kind of looks like a T, so it's a long hammerhead, slender, like half inch. Well, I tapped one in, and I drilled a hole in a copper ball, like a ball bearing, if you will, but it's copper.
Okay.
And about a 2-inch ball. And I drilled a hole, and I tapped it, made threads, and I screwed it onto this hammerhead. So now I've got this hammerhead with a big copper ball on the end, heavy weighted. And what I was using that for was for motorcycle side bags that I started making. And so on the inside of the side bag, you turn it inside out, whatever. On the inside, to get it to hold right in my machine to stitch, I needed just to be glued and adhered just enough to hold for the stitch. And so you had to turn it inside out, and you had to place it on an anvil. And to reach this thing, I had to have like a round, heavy object. So I put it on the end of this hammer, this tack hammer. I thought it was genius. I still have it. It's amazing. And so I was able to hammer the seam so that the glue would stick really nice.
Yeah.
And hold in the machine, because it was under some force, 'cause it wasn't the greatest design ever. And
well, just doing inside out bags in general.
Exactly.
It's just
exactly what I'm saying. So all this to say, I taught myself how to do leather work.
Yeah.
I taught myself how to do blacksmithing, but I was not a great blacksmith either. I'm not good at making motorcycles, nor am I a great blacksmith.
But leather.
You
found your calling.
Found a money-making call. I may not be great at it. Let's just say that. But I can make some money at it. And so that was the answer to life at the time and working for yourself. I tell you what, I encourage everybody to do it.
Yeah. Well, and I the Anvil has gone through many iterations that I have seen through my time here. I've seen when you bought downtown and you became like this local celebrity guy.
Yeah.
You really integrated yourself into the Springfield scene, and you made friends with that group of people that revitalized downtown, and you were a big part of that.
That's right.
For a long, how long did you have that?
So
space?
9 years. I moved in 2015 into downtown Springfield.
You had just moved in then when we came and bought that
Yeah.
anvil.
Oh yeah.
That was brand new.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You bet. Yeah. So I moved in downtown. My daughter Charlie grew up at the local theater, Springfield Little Theater.
I saw that she just moved to
She
New
did.
York.
We just moved her to New York City, and
Oh, my
she
goodness.
is absolutely living it up. It's amazing. She
Awesome.
went to her first Yankees game yesterday. I had
I
to
can't
remind
believe
her.
like your kids were
Oh, dude.
babies.
I know.
They were babies.
I know.
And now they're adults.
I know. But honestly, that's the main reason why I moved my shop downtown, was because she was down there full time.
Yeah. She's a little theater kid.
She is. She's a theater kid for sure. But she, from a very, very young age, was just dedicating her life to learning and absorbing everything there is about musical theater. And she just kept getting better and kept putting herself out there. And so as parents, we wanted to support that.
You guys were awesome.
And so she would be down there at rehearsals till like 10:30 at night, our tiny little daughter. And so we didn't want to be far from downtown.
For
so
sure.
I would work a lot of nights.
Yeah.
You know, like Friday night art walk,
Like
Liz.
Friday night art walk.
Hey, that
Cheers.
was fun. We had fun.
We did have, I mean, so at that point you had hired a shop guy from here, Mike.
Yeah,
You had Mike working for you.
Of course,
and so he taught me how to make belts when I started at Springfield Leather. He'd be like, all right, Liz, let's go size the belt.
Mike taught me how to make belts. Okay.
We made a lot of belts back in the day here at Springfield Leather.
I'm sure. I
But
can tell.
So like, you know, I was like, well, I know Ryan, and then we missed having Mike around, and you guys were downtown, and that was our party days. And so we would go spend the first Friday of every month hanging out at the Anvil.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But Charlie graduated high school, and there was not the need to be close to her and down at the theater so much. And I kind of grew a little tired of glass walls.
Yeah.
Everyone peering in every day.
Being a spectacle.
And I started and also I was working by myself again.
Right.
Mike had resigned. My other employee, Nathan, had resigned as well. He moved to Columbia, Missouri. And so one thing led to another, and I just absolutely felt a strong desire to go private again. And I ended up moving into a private studio out in the countryside of Turners, Missouri, just outside the edge of Springfield, which is a very unique location. I love it.
You said you get to walk to like a cute little sandwich shop.
I get to go to the sandwich shop. It's also my post office.
I love it.
And it's on a little creek with cool snapping turtles and stuff. Stop it.
That sounds like a great turn of events, you know, where you kind of like, I mean, you had the hay and the fun of downtown. And, you know, I think that was a great spot.
It was awesome.
It was, it was an era.
Yeah.
You know, it was an era of Anvil when
I had, you know, besides Charlie, besides my daughter being down there close to her, you know, I was able to advertise being downtown.
Yeah.
So for free, basically, besides me paying rent for my shop space, I had a big sign on my window for the first time in my business, you know, because I'm really I had always been internet sales based on, you know, for sales and such and marketing. But, and, you know, in 2015, we put the sign up. And everyone, if you go downtown, you basically have to go around the square. And so a lot of people got to see the white Anvil sign and so a lot of people would Google that. Like, what is Anvil? What is Anvil Premium Leather Goods, which is what the window said. And my website traffic just really took a step up, you know, in that, which was good. It didn't mean it all turned to sales or anything, but it was great for internet marketing, for being recognized by Google and such, you know, to spread my wings a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. I ended up going private again just last year. Yeah. So July, and then just this past July, I was 1 year in my new private studio, and it also is my 20th year in business. So, or ended my 20th year in business.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
20 years.
That's almost a whole person that can drink.
Exactly.
You're almost an adult now.
Yep. 11 more months and I'll have my first beer for my business. There it is right there.
Oh, look at him.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
That's Charlie and Chandler, I guess, or maybe Mom and Charlie. I don't know who. I can't tell.
making s'mores.
Making s'mores
I do love
and
some s'mores.
outside the Anvil. I'm probably inside the shop working, doing something.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, so one thing as I was reading the bio and kind of, thinking back over the amount of time that I've known you, like looking at your products, because we go in your shop and we check out all your stuff and we do all that, is you make a very simple product.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's the seat, you make a really cool, simple, straightforward seat. You're not a frills guy.
No,
you're a bones.
The only thing I get real fancy about are just finding cool hides.
Yeah.
And
or
I
your
get
chains.
your
I
chains
do. I
are
make
getting
some
a little
chains. Fancy.
I love my chains. I do love chain work. It's weird.
So when did that start becoming a part of your business? That chain, because you're making some chains.
Yeah, I mean, early on, you know what chainmail is, and so chainmail is just
fiddly. You like
fiddly.
It's
It's very tedious, and I ended up having to obviously get help making my chainmail wallet chains for.
Was it some Amish people helping you with that?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Just a friend of mine was helping, and he ended up doing the bulk of my chainmail chains. But today, I'm more or less forging chain today in a sense.
Did you learn how to not burn metal?
I did. I finally got a hold of that.
Man, we really completed that circle.
I'm so proud of myself. I'm just realizing I actually learned not to screw it up. Wow. Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome. But your leather work, it's very simple.
Yeah.
It's utilitarian.
Yes.
You made leather for bikers.
Yeah. I wanted my wallets to be kind of stiff. I always say,
they're a little clunky. They are. Not in a bad way, but you could probably hurt somebody with that wallet if you really needed to.
Dude, it's hilarious. I swear. And I am such a glutton. Whenever someone has contacted me with a cool story about whatever they found of mine that they bought and they love, I would never got good at keeping that conversation. There have been, I'm telling you, many conversations of guys who would send me a picture of their wallet with this huge scratch down the face of it with the story of, this wallet saved my life because they got T-boned by a car while they were on their motorcycle. And it was the thing that when they were skidding across the pavement on their Anvil wallet, and it was burning through their jeans, and they ended up hitting this tractor in the median, but it hit the wallet, and now it's got this big gash. And if it didn't hit the wallet, I would have broken my hip or something. Another guy who worked a big backhoe, excavator.
Yeah.
He flipped his excavator. He flipped it. This was a big Caterpillar.
Whoa, that's terrifying.
Well, he snagged his Anvil chain on the latch of the door that was not closed. So he fell out. But as he fell out, it hung him on his Anvil wallet and chain.
Was that a good thing?
It was great because it kept him from falling down to the ground and being smashed.
Oh my God.
By the tractor that was tipping.
You need to like put up a thing on your website for people to like submit their stories.
I know.
And then like send out like a newsletter blast to everybody that's bought wallets and tell me how I saved your life.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'm just not great at doing something like that. So I probably should hire someone to do that. But all that to say that yes, my wallet, it's a super simple design.
But it's mean. It's meaty.
Mean, dude. It's hard. It's high temper. It's stiff, and there's a place for your cards and a place for your cash. What else do you need?
Yeah.
Okay.
You keep it simple.
And the like I said, the as fancy as it gets, it's because I find cool hides at Springfield Leather Company and elsewhere too, of course.
Yeah.
But most of my stuff comes right from here. So yeah, exotic leathers, shell, different colors of stuff, you know.
Once a week we find Ryan just wandering around, just trying to find people, and he's like, you got anything cool? Where's the cool stuff? Hey, Liz, have you seen anything cool?
Hey, big props to the management of Springfield Leather Company for always letting me just tool around the places where I probably shouldn't be inside this building.
You are our splitters like biggest. So like Jared, our splitter, he's like, Ryan brings me like the puzzles that I get to solve. He's like, this guy comes in here with like a $3,000 gator hide, and he's like, I need it thinner, Jared. And Jared's like, oh my God, I'm gonna screw it up.
No, he's never screwed anything up. Jared, what's up?
So yeah, I mean, you keep our guys on their toes, and you're you're family. You know, you're Springfield Leather family.
Thank you.
Everybody knows you. Even the new people, they're like, there goes Ryan.
I'm probably
you're the one,
the longest tenured individual from besides Kevin.
I was gonna say
I think I was here before Rusty.
Probably. I mean, if you started in 2005, that would have been.
But I was coming in here way before that.
Yeah.
No, that's just
probably.
for business.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, no competition. Rusty's cool too.
And so like that kind of brings me to one of the quotes that I really appreciated from your bio. And that is, if something is let me say it correctly. If something is salvageable, it's not disposable.
That's right.
Like the world is a complicated place these days.
Yeah.
But everything that is of like, I mean, I'll just look at my trash can from a day and I'm just like, why do I produce so much trash?
Same.
Why is there so much trash?
Yeah.
Why do these guys go through like 10 beverages a piece a day? Yeah. And like, you just got like can and plastic in the trash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but legitimately, like, look there's like
this.
a million
look at this
beverages.
Ridiculous.
There's another one. But like, yeah, I'm going to sit here and tout myself that I have the only non-trashable thing in the room. But like leather is something that can last for generations.
Yeah. And that's mostly what that means. Because I mean, and you know, it means exactly what it says, because in leather, it's this organic material that doesn't really wear out. It can and it will wear out, but
you can oil it sometimes. You can put another finish on it sometimes.
Absolutely.
You can put new insides in it.
Look at baseball gloves and who's making a living and making baseball glove wallets out of old baseball gloves that were thrown away.
There's a dude here somewhere in town.
Yeah.
He sold them at the farmer's market.
Yes.
You know?
Salt River.
Yeah.
I believe.
Good job.
Yeah.
Man, I would have never gotten there.
Well, he bought our minivan, so
he bought
a minivan of ours a long time ago. Anyway.
But yeah, I just repaired a wallet, and I actually kind of want to show you this wallet because like it was a knife maker friend of ours. He bought it for his brother, and I think he traded a knife for it back at like a farmer's market in Sedalia. And I'm always just like there was no maker's mark on it, and I almost wonder if you made it.
Huh.
Because it was, anyways, I need to show it to you.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it.
But just like leather is it's such a beautiful material.
Yeah. And
it has such longevity. You make it look cool.
Yeah.
You know, you're tooling it up, you're doing whatever, you're using cool exotics.
Yeah.
And as long as you treat it correctly, you've got something that's gonna last you for a long time in your own life, maybe even farther than that.
Yeah.
And that's just not something that we can say about hardly anything anymore.
Yeah. And I think leather craft and blacksmithing kind of go together hand in hand. They're very similar, completely different materials involved, but the aspect of making and salvaging what many might consider trash at one point. I mean, think about the old blacksmith shops from 150 years ago. He didn't go to the hardware store to buy new steel to forge every time that he needed to make something. He had a rack full of scrap, and it was all rusty and but through fire, you refine your steel and you forge it and you draw your molecular structure out correctly if you know what you're doing. And the same in leather craft. Every leather worker has a least 1 or 2 or 3 large bins of leather scrap. Hundreds of pounds of leather
We're
scrap.
hoarders.
We're
We're
hoarders. It's
hoarders.
ridiculous because
'Cause
you
you
never
never-
know.
You never know.
Well, I mean, if you've got
like
this,
you made those little keychains all the time out of your little leather scraps.
Exactly. I try to keep 100 little leather loops and little leather key fobs on hand because they're the easiest thing to sell.
Mhm.
You know, they don't cost an arm and a leg for someone that wants to buy something from you. And
Or if they're already buying something, they'll throw one of those on.
exactly,
you know.
exactly. And they're
Get
great,
one for their kid.
and they're great to give away and
Yeah.
throw in a package when somebody orders. And so you've got your bins full of hundreds of pounds of cowhide and exotic scraps and such because you know that there's money there.
Yep.
And you'll eventually probably go through it and make something from it.
Kevin probably imparted a little bit of that to you.
Yeah, probably so. I bet. Oh yeah, this place is still a hoard house in here.
Oh my gosh.
With all of the stuff hanging on the ceiling. That's great.
Yeah, we sure are.
I love it.
It's fun. Oh my goodness. Well, what is, for you, where do you see yourself from here? What's the next era of Anvil?
Well, I'm hoping cryptocurrency pops off here soon. I'm going to plug cryptocurrency real quick. Cryptocurrency. Keyword. No. I'm never going to quit what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I will never quit. I will always work with my hands and make, through my elder age even.
Do you know how many of your customers are return customers?
I have a lot.
Yeah.
I have a lot of collectors. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Well, you
And that
even have like
happened-
that Facebook page that's like a collector,
It is
like
a-
reseller.
It's a buy sell trade group on
Yeah.
Facebook. Yeah, the Anvil Wallet crew, and it's a great. So guys who have bought from me in years past, maybe they want to buy another wallet from me or from whatever. Maybe they want to go somewhere else and they want to sell their Anvil wallet. Well, you can't just sell something to just anyone. So I created a very small, but there's about 2,900 people in this buy sell trade group. So I created a small marketplace for them because I wanted them to have an area to communicate with other
It's the Anvil
minded.
eBay.
It is. It really is. And guys are listing Anvil wallets and chains and such on there every day, and they're selling them and they're trading them.
Mhm.
But the best part about that is the community that has been made, and there are a lot of lifetime friendships that have been made through Anvil.
That's awesome.
It is very awesome. It's I always have wished I wasn't the one. I wasn't the owner. I wasn't the guy who originated all of it, because I kind of want to be one of them, because I can see the relationships that those guys on my social media have created with each other.
Mhm.
It's so cool to watch.
Man, one of these days you got to have like a Vegas like powwow.
A meetup. I've even told, I've even lied online.
Who hasn't?
I know. I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Back in 2005, when I went down to Fort Lauderdale for my first bike rally,
Mhm.
I went to several more: East Coast, West Coast, Cottonwood, Arizona, Rockingham, North Carolina, Vegas, New York, Big Twin West, Big Twin East, Smokeouts, you name it. I did a lot of that, flying back and forth, shipping my product, to
Mhm.
display at these rallies and whatnot in vendor booths.
How many years did you do that for?
Through 2000, not very many, honestly, not very many. I'd say from 2005 to 2010.
Okay.
So
5 years of pretty heavy marketing.
I guess, I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess, is it?
I would say so.
Oh, I guess. But I was just by myself. I really did it all by myself. So it wasn't, I could have done it a lot better. And if I did, maybe I'd be better off today. I don't know. But
But you wouldn't be you.
I guess not.
This
Yeah.
is you.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
I did always keep everything
Mhm.
myself. It was great having Mike and Nathan work for me, but outside of that, it has always been really great to work by me. I don't have to worry about anyone but myself and my dog.
That's right.
But where's I going? I was going to shows. I don't know where I was going with
you
that.
built your community. You started going to shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
About meetups and such.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the idea is, I think I might want to start doing some shows again.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do anything different, I think, and I've threatened to do this. I've told my followers, if I come back to Vegas for Bike Week,
come
whatever,
see ya.
come see me, right?
Because I feel like you stopped doing that.
It's been 15 years.
It's been 15 years.
Yeah.
And so now you'd be going back in.
Yeah.
You're going to be Ryan the celebrity.
It's so much work doing a trade show.
Oh my God.
Nobody understands. It's stupid expensive.
Exhausting.
Very expensive. You've done all this first. Yeah.
I do a lot of trade shows.
Oof. And so I was really glad to quit.
They're not fun.
No.
You can have fun in the moment when you're meeting people and doing that, but like it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the Vegas ones were fun.
Yeah.
But I probably spent all of my profits at night and while I was in Vegas during Bike Week.
Don't you go out there and like play golf?
Oh, I've never played golf in Vegas.
Oh no.
Heck
For some
no.
reason I thought that you were
golf.
like golfing on the top of a building somewhere.
I'm gonna pass on
No.
golf.
Yeah.
Not good at it.
That's okay. I tried. We went up to like the shootout place or whatever on north of town.
Yeah, big shots.
Big shot. Yeah, that one. And I look at golfers and I'm like, that looks easy.
Yeah.
It looks like, no.
Yeah.
Hitting that tiny ball.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not easy.
I'm the same
and
way.
then sending it in any sort of planned direction, I don't think ever happened for me.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. Yeah, one way or the other. Never straight. Never straight, but one way or the other. If I'm going to be making for the rest of my life, it's just what I'm going to do. I have a shop that is probably not going to ever go anywhere for a very long time.
Yeah.
Probably going to end up retiring at that residence there. But I might start going back on the road again and rubbing elbows with followers who would like to come out.
Well, your kids are getting grown up. I mean, you still have one in school.
Exactly.
But they're not tiny anymore.
That's right.
One is more manageable than two. So you can kind of start playing again.
That's right.
That sounds fun.
I'm excited about it.
I think your followers would be excited to see you.
I hope so.
I think it's really cool what you've built. And like we were going, like you were on the internet. Like it came out and Ryan was like, this is my place.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever really seen another one of our customers here locally build what you've built online and like your little fan club of things. And kudos to you because that's kept your market pretty high. Like you sell an expensive wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not cheap.
Yeah.
And I think building, that reseller side of things and then having that like close-knit community, like you fostering those different things have kept, your market high.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like you can do leather work for a living.
Yeah.
And you're not, you're doing pretty okay, I think.
It's okay.
You're doing pretty okay.
Yeah, no, it's doing really well. I'm very blessed, very fortunate to be able to do this by myself, especially. But, Anvil wallets, I haven't really expressed this a lot on social media. I have a few times, but never in depth. Maybe I should write a blog about it, put it out there. But Japanese leathercraft has been a big inspiration of mine. The simplicity of it.
Yeah.
The smooth surfaces, the straight lines, wallets particularly.
Right.
The type of leather used, it's hardy, it's stiff, it's flat. And I always think I mentally visioned my wallets after a Japanese leathercraft itself.
Sure.
But with that, there's all sorts of levels and skills and such in leathercraft and anything. But some of these wallets that some of these makers, 20 years ago when I was seeing all this come out, they're making their own hardware. they're casting silver
Mhm.
snap buttons, chain attachments, to adorn these wallets and really set off this what would be just a black leather wallet, but now it's got this silver skull
Yeah.
chain attachment to it. It's like weird. And I'm like, well, if he could do that, I could do that, right? But creating something original and bringing it to a finished form is no easy feat. It's difficult to do
Yeah.
something like that. You
That's why
really-
there's not very many people that do it.
exactly. And if you do,
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
About
yeah.
like that's a
it's
part of your leather.
about what? I don't know. Shortly after I moved into downtown,
Mhm.
2015, I started designing and making my own wallet parts, hardware,
Mhm.
as well as, of course, the leather part of it. And so, yeah, like the RTA snaps. That's my second version of RTA snap. And I don't know if you'll see any. Yeah, that's my first version of RTA Snap, but I don't know if I've got anything on the front page there, but of chain attachments. But and I wanted every single time I would make a wallet, I'm like, how can I make it better for this person? Because when you make thousands of wallets over 20 years, you hear the vibrations of people's disgruntlement.
Sure.
If there is any, and there's plenty,
Yeah.
I'm not perfect.
Everybody likes to have
even
their
though
opinions.
a lot of people think I am perfect. I am not perfect. And I make mistakes. And so I would always, every new wallet design, I wanted it to be improved,
Sure.
better, sturdier. And so, yeah, there's my little, that's my original wallet chain tag. Why there needs to be a tag on a wallet chain, I don't know, but my goodness, sell a lot of wallet chain tags.
Yeah, but that, makes you stand out.
Quirky. Exactly. It's different. It's
the little extra thing that makes your
the belt
$1,000 wallet worth it.
You bet. Yeah. Check out my belt charm.
That's awesome.
Isn't that crazy? That's something that, I mean,
that's crazy.
You don't see belt charms, do you? Do you guys see belt charms?
No.
I didn't think that I did either. And I'm like, why can't I clip my wallet chain directly to my belt without a hook?
That swivel snap.
Where we at? Oh, that?
Yeah.
That was my very first custom piece of hardware that I designed. I had help making that.
Sure.
And my first snap buttons. That was 2017, 2018. I flew to Bangkok, Thailand to have these made. I had okay. I had a friend early on in the internet, back before Anvil, when I was in dealing blacksmith tools in eBay. I met this guy on a forum who was also flipping tools and whatnot. And he was doing other things like baseball cards and t-shirts, oddly enough, flipping t-shirts, making a profit, whatever. We were just doing the thing on the early internet. And he's an American. He's an expatriate. He moved to Bangkok, started a family there. Anyways, he wasn't doing casting, but he was helping jewelers find resources to do so. And so we put together a couple of ideas and came up with that swivel snap and some buttons for snaps. Anyways, long story short, he's a cool dude. Kind of got my start with understanding how to bring
manufacture something.
Yes. Yeah. From scratch to finish.
Yeah. From here.
Yeah, exactly. And so, one thing led to another. It did take me several years to kind of get the real gist around metal casting, but I bought all the equipment. It's out at my studio now. Sorry.
Whacking the basement.
And so I cast all of my and finish all of my chain attachments and my snaps and my chains.
I was gonna say, how many people are making custom chains?
Exactly. And it's really,
is it like you and like 3 other people?
Probably. So it's really not, it's a it's a drag. It's hard to make all of these products, and I have some help making some things like chainmail and whatnot.
So you're doing all this casting?
Yes.
At home?
Yes.
Wow.
No, I don't. Yes, I did make this. I don't put this into production though. So a lot of things I do is very small batch,
Okay.
and then I
Sure.
move on.
Yeah.
I just do it. But
you're a little ADHD, huh?
I am. Gosh, you caught me. I am. I'm definitely ADHD, but
It's all right. I think Springfield Leather only employs ADHD.
I'm pretty sure.
We're all on the spectrum somewhere.
I know you are. I know. I'll keep my mouth shut right now. But either way, yeah. Look at all these coin chains.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The coin chains.
Yeah. I was popping holes in half dollars and these gold and I look at this. Isn't that cool looking?
That's cool looking.
Turn them inside out, make a little ring out of them, and then, just assemble your chain. Anybody can do this. I made a little logo several years ago. I call it The Right Tools.
Okay.
Obviously my marketing
Right
didn't
Tools.
work because I
Whoa.
was really hoping you'd be like, yeah, I know that. I know exactly what you mean by the right tools. Anyways.
Sorry.
No.
I
Liz,
am
I'm
not
joking.
on the internet.
I'm joking. You might even find it on here. I put it inside my El Camino wallets. Either way, it's my Anvil. It's my Anvil logo. That's my logo right there. But then it has a hammer and a pair of blacksmith tongs behind it.
Okay.
So that's my Right Tools logo. And what it means is, back to making your own tools.
Mm-hmm.
In order to be, just my own belief, in order to be successful, it is a great help to have the right tools to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes perfect sense.
Yes.
And anybody can agree with that. But not everybody brings that to fruition in their life and in their business.
Right.
Because it's not the easiest thing in the world to know what the right tools are. Sometimes you got to make them. Sometimes you could find the right machine or the right tool to, but you have to have the right tools to make this one little piece of a product correct.
Right.
Make it really good, that it stands out. It's a little quirky. There it is. And it's a little different. You got to have an anvil. You got to have a hammer. You got to have the pair of tongs,
Mm-hmm.
You got to have the right tools to bring not just the whole product, but even the little one part of the product has to be its own product.
Yeah.
The chain attachment, the snap, the thread, the
Yep.
size of thread, the type of thread. Is it lubed? Is it not lubed?
Yeah.
You got to know.
Is your edge finished?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how are you finishing the edge?
Mm-hmm.
What are you using to? Are you cutting it or are you sanding the edge?
Right.
It all depends on what your vision is and can you bring your vision to the table and in a physical form. And I think it takes the right tools to do that.
Absolutely.
It's always different for every maker though.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool.
Well, Ryan, this has been a blast.
I've had a blast.
And I feel like I've learned a lot about you in the last
Thank you.
hour and a half, or how long ever we've been here.
I don't know.
Hour 15.
Look at that.
Booyah. We nailed it.
We did. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
I know you like to be here.
I do love it. I do love it. Gosh, I should probably get a cot or something here at some point.
We should have the Ryan corner. We should have the anvil. We should have the anvil corner.
Should have the anvil corner.
The anvil corner.
Yep.
Man, we're really missing out one of these days.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Kevin about
Thanks
it.
for having me.
We'll put you in the coffee shop.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's been a lot of fun. So thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And I'll see you next week probably.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one. That's a wrap on episode 3 of the Make Something podcast. A big thank you to Ryan the Anvil for taking the time to share his journey and his passion with us. If you're enjoying the podcast so far, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow maker. We've got plenty more conversations coming your way. Also, be sure to check out Ryan's website, anvilcustoms.com, and you can find him on Instagram and Facebook at Ryan the Anvil. Until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and most importantly, make something.